Hey, I'm real excited to show you the Map It feature in Trakker. So we'll start with taking a look at it just on an address, customer address, a convenient place to go look for it. So we go and find the customer, we open up their address, we've gone through this process. And now if I want to see where they are on the map, I just click the Map It button. And sure enough, there it is. Google Maps opens up. I've got the address right here. I can zoom in, I can zoom out, I can go to satellite view, I can see the labels on, labels turned off. I can even go to a street level view. So it gives you all the features of Google Maps, but now let's put some real power behind it. And this is where it gets exciting. So if we go into the reports list, there's a report in here called the customer last invoice by rep. And that is going to show all of the customers that are assigned to a particular device. You can sort them and filter them and do all your different things on here because this is your regular grid on a report plus view. So we can filter and sort and search, and I've narrowed it down to just the customers defined to this particular device. I could filter it based upon their number of route days, the next service date, their zip code, their city, any kind of ways that I want to filter down the dollar amount. Anybody who's got an average invoice over a certain dollar amount or under a certain dollar amount. And then I can take a look at it and I can, of course, map it. Now here are all of the customer locations that are set for this rep. And when I zoom out, I can see things like, wait a minute, why does he have these over here? That looks like it's out of his territory. Is that because he goes there? Which could be a lot of different reasons. One, he may go there once a month or once every couple of months, and you're scheduling that way. Maybe he went there once 6 months ago, and nobody's removed him off as being his customer list. They should now be somebody else's, and they need to be cleaned up. So there's various reasons they could be there. We can zoom out a little further, and we can even see that, hey, wait a minute, there's this one over here. Why is that on there? That's clearly out of the area. And sometimes you might even zoom out and find one off the coast of Africa at longitude, latitude 00, which happens to be right around over here off the coast of Africa. And that happens when the Google GPS lookup couldn't find the address at all, and it puts it just off the coast of Africa because it says, I don't know where it is, so I'm giving an address of 00. You also might sometimes find things in the middle of Nebraska that would be out of the area of that it says, well, pretty much I figured out you're in the United States, but you haven't given me enough information because the address is typed in really wrong, like the state is wrong, or not even a symbol for a state or something. Google usually tries to help you through that. Through the Trakker tool, we usually give you the addresses, but sometimes they get missed, and this is a really helpful tool to see that. As well as when you highlight over them, it'll actually tell you who the customer is, what their average invoice number is, the number of days their average invoice amount is, so you can get all kinds of information real quickly at your tips and see where they are to make sure that if you've got a rep that's got, it seems to be having trouble making some of their routes, you might look at this map and say, well, wait a minute, these seem to be out of their territory. Let me help switch them around and make sure that they've got a nice territory, and maybe you need to be bringing in a new rep or have some customers switch from one rep to another because it's more towards their territory. A lot of different things you can do with this. So real excited about what people are going to find for ways to use this.